With the final chapter of Fire Force, chapter 304 releasing, we finally got an answer to the question, is Fire Force a prequel to Soul Eater? Now, I am Smalls of Black Knight Anime and Manga, and this is part 2 of a video I created 2 weeks ago titled, Is Fire Force a prequel to Soul Eater? And I just want to thank anyone who's returning from that video to this one for the success that that video has had. It was beyond what I expected, and I thank you. And if you want to continue supporting any growth, if you haven't already, definitely press the subscribe button. More content will be coming at a more consistent basis. And if you have any suggestions or other topics related to Fire Force or any other series that you don't see a lot of discussion on, please let those be known in the comments below. Now let's get on to the discussion. So it's always been blatant in the last few chapters, and as each chapter goes on, more and more blatant confirmation has been made. From Excalibur appearing, to the sun and moon slowly appearing, to Death himself being created a few chapters ago, and slowly taking the image of what his old self looked like. Well, in the final pages of chapter 304, we finally get the most blatant confirmation of all, starting with Death in his more natural or more pieced out form, creating Death the Kid, then going to the rest of the cast of Soul Eater, slowly going through their early stages, ending with Manga being shown a story of, or at least an interpretation of Fire Force's story, or ending rather, to her as a child through a storybook. Thus confirming, yes, Fire Force is 100% a prequel to Soul Eater. Now, that doesn't exactly mean you can't enjoy Fire Force on its own, because in the end, this is mostly still just a very heavy-handed Easter egg, just connecting the two works. Both stories still overall kind of stand on their own, and they still have their own separate messages, plot, and endings. Now, whether you like either or both of those endings or dislike either or both of those endings is up to each individual. So don't let the fact that they're connected per se be what detracts from it, because I do see that worry a lot. I've seen a lot of other things, such as for example, the Star Clan, is it connected to Benimaru, or is it connected to Rekka? Personally, as much as I could go either way on, I decided to stay away from those theories because, one, they're probably never going to be fully explained, even more so now that the series is finally done. If an interview comes out and a few more things are placed out, so be it, but in the end, it doesn't really need to be explained. I'll have fun theorizing with it with people in the comments, but I don't want us to get toxic over it. Overall, I'm glad we finally got to this point. I'm glad I caught up to Fire Force as it was finishing, and I hope you guys enjoyed Fire Force in general, as well as enjoyed this video. And if you did, it would mean a lot to me if you left a like. And like I said at the beginning, please feel free to leave any suggestions for any further conversation you have, especially since I just reread all of Fire Force in the last 3 weeks. A lot of the topics are still fresh in my mind, so if there's anything that, per se, came across for most people who's followed the series the entire way through, let me know, and maybe we'll have a discussion video on it. And once again, I've been Smalls of Black Knight Anime and Manga. Thank you once again for joining me, and I hope this video does it even a fraction as well as the part 1, which if you haven't seen, I will link it in the cards above on the top right. Thank you guys, stay safe.